A young boy joins a new school in the middle of the year. New classroom, new faces, new laughter he does not understand yet. Everywhere around him, friendships already exist. Inside jokes, nicknames, lunch groups, and somehow he always seems to arrive half a second too late into every conversation. For the first few days, he keeps trying. Smiles when others smile, laughs when others laugh, pretends he understood jokes he never really heard. But every evening he returns home carrying the same strange feeling that everyone else received a map to this world, and somehow he alone seemed to be walking without directions. One night, the class WhatsApp group suddenly becomes active. Plans for Sunday cricket. Messages flood the screen. Bro, bring the bat. I'll get snacks. Same ground. Memes, voice notes, excitement. The boy keeps staring at the screen silently. Then slowly types, "Can I come too?" He stops, deletes it, types again, deletes again. And finally, with trembling fingers, he sends the message. For a moment, his heart becomes lighter. Then the blue ticks appear, one by one. Seen, seen, seen. But nobody replies. The conversation simply moves forward above his message, as if his words had fallen through the cracks of the world. The boy quietly locks the phone. That night, he sits alone on the terrace, not crying, which somehow feels worse. His grandfather walks in slowly and sits beside him. After a long silence, the grandfather asks, "Do you know what hurts the most?" The boy shrugs. The grandfather looks at the night sky and says softly, "Not being hated, being unnoticed." The boy says nothing. Then the grandfather gently smiles. In Vishnu Sahasranamam, there is a beautiful shloka. Vasur vasumana satyas samatma sammitas Samah Amoga pundari kaksho vrishakarma vrishakritihi. The grandfather smiles gently. In this one shloka, Vishnu is described through 10 beautiful names. But the name I love most is the sixth one, Samah, the one who sees everyone equally. The sky does not become smaller because one star is ignored. The boy keeps listening quietly. The grandfather continues, "Human beings created circles. Existence never drew them." That sentence stays with him. The next morning, a new student enters the classroom. Awkward, silent, holding his school bag too tightly. Nobody speaks to him. The class continues normally, and suddenly, the boy remembers the blue ticks, the silence, the feeling of disappearing in front of people. For a few seconds, he almost looks away because he knows something painful. The easiest thing in the world is to ignore someone. Then quietly, he moves his school bag aside and says, "Sit here." The new boy looks relieved instantly, and something unexpected happens. For the first time since joining the school, the boy does not feel invisible anymore. Not because somebody finally noticed him, but because he chose not to make someone else feel invisible. And in that small moment, he understands what his grandfather really meant. Some people spend their whole lives waiting to belong. Others quietly become the reason someone else does. That evening, the class cricket group becomes active again. Messages, memes, plans, laughter. The boy sees the notifications lighting up one after another. For a few seconds, his fingers almost move towards the keyboard again. Almost. Then he stops, not out of anger, not because the hurt disappeared, but because something inside him had quietly changed. He looks across the classroom. The new boy is laughing now, not loudly, not confidently, but enough to no longer feel alone. And suddenly the boy realizes something strange. The moment he made space for someone else, a space had opened inside him too. For days he had been waiting for the world to look at him and say, "You belong." But peace did not arrive when people noticed him. Peace arrived when he stopped measuring his existence through other people's responses. The blue ticks had not destroyed him. Silence had not reduced his worth. A group chat had never possessed the authority to decide whether he mattered. And somewhere between rejection and kindness, something inside him had quietly stopped begging to be chosen. That night, for the first time since joining the school, he sleeps peacefully. Not because life suddenly became perfect, but because the fear of being unseen was no longer controlling him. Samatma Sammita Samah. The one who sees everyone equally. Maybe peace begins the day you stop standing outside life, waiting to be chosen, and quietly become the place where someone else finally feels seen. Because somewhere between rejection and kindness, he had unknowingly discovered something beautiful. The heart heals fastest when it stops asking, "Who will accept me?" and starts asking, "Who around me feels alone?"